Welcome to season 2 of the Go Corner Talks podcast. I had a little bit of a break after my races, but now I'm back and ready to come back strong. And our first guest is Stelly. He's an adept athlete that I've met, and he's my friend too. So we'll find out all about his story and a lot more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, guys. So back to the podcast. This is the beginning of season 2. I had an impromptu kind of end to season 1 where I just was putting on my races, and now we're back. So we have Stelly in the house, and welcome to the podcast, Ray. How you been doing?
I've been doing great. And you?
I've been doing good. Busy. With the races that we put on. The race week is very busy, and since we had 3 races in one weekend, it was crazy. So that was like a race that gave a lot of stress, but it was. I'm glad that it's over now, and we did a successful race. So I'm very happy. So Ray, tell me about your running story. How did you all start? Ray's a big buddy of mine. He's worked with me with the Three Bros Running Company, and I've known Ray, eating lots of meals with him. So I want to know about your running journey and how it all started.
It all began late in 2020, right around the time of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to I wanted to do something that would make me feel closer to my late mom's memory. And one of the stories that she'd always told me was about her running, and I decided to start training for my first race with the goal of being able to run a marathon. Years it transitioned into years later, me going the push round route.
Yeah. So your first race was which one was that one? And did you do that in a wheelchair, or you did that you didn't use anything?
The first one was the 2020 CRM Turkey Trot.
Mm-hmm.
That was the virtual that year, and that
Mm-hmm.
was the first race I actually did on foot.
Okay. So the reason we're talking about on foot versus wheelchair is, Ray, you have cerebral palsy, right? Can you tell
Correct.
people a little bit about what is cerebral palsy for people that don't know?
Cerebral palsy is a condition caused by basically brain damage before, during, or shortly after birth that affects motor movements and makes moving more difficult.
Yeah. So Ray, if I see him at a few races, and before I was like, man, this guy is like, pushing his body as hard as he can, and you could tell. Whenever I met up with Ray when he worked with us for Three Bros Run Company, I was looking at Ray. I was like, Ray, when you're sitting down, you could tell Ray, he has some big feet, long legs, and how tall are you? You're about, like, if you stood up and you were all straight, how tall would you be?
Well, seventh grade they measured me at 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7". So I feel like probably now you're probably like 6'9", right? If you really measured yourself, you're a
If
big dude, and
if I measure myself, yeah, 6'8", 6'9", probably.
yeah. So Ray's a big guy, and I'm a big guy too. I'm not as tall as Ray, but it's good to see, like, even though, like, you wouldn't even see 6'8", 6'9" dudes running normally, really, like, that's the anomaly. And even with your condition, you prove that you could do it. Like, that's what I'm all about. Like, if I see a bigger guy running, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So if someone like you, who's providing lots of inspiration to me and other people, it's really cool to see. And how do you take that inspiration, and what do you think about that when people call you inspiring?
Well, to be completely honest, whenever I hear somebody say that I'm inspiring them, the magnitude or the way that I'm doing that is actually lost on me most of the time. I don't see it that way. I see it more as I'm just living life the best way I can.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I think
inspiring.
that's the best way. That's kind of the same thing with me. Whenever people say that to me with the Goku Running channel, I mean, I'm a slow runner myself. So people are passing me up and they're calling me, "Hey, you inspired me to run this race," and they're passing me up. So it just goes to show that you could be inspiring just being you, and you don't have to do anything special. You just have to be you. Go out there and try to do things like you're doing, and you could be inspiring. But again, let's go back to that first race, Turkey Trot. How was it? It was. Did you do the 5K or the 10K?
With the 5K, um, I ended up with a time of roughly 55 minutes. Um,
That's really good.
I felt like it was a solid effort, but of course, any runner knows you always want to go faster.
Yeah, so you set your PR at that one. Was there anything tough about it? Was there like, did you, like, when you first did it, were you like, I love this, I want to do it again? Or were you like, that this race was hard, I never want to run another 5K?
Um, well, I kind of went into that race having the end goal of the marathon already in sight. So I was just using that
Wow.
more as a stepping stone.
Wow. So after your first race, you already were like, I'm going to run a marathon. And that was your whole thought process right away.
That was my whole thought process before I even really got into training. Is that
Mm.
was it, I hate to say bucket list item, but that's essentially what it is right now. It's a goal I want to check off.
I think you do it. Did your mom run a marathon?
No, she didn't run um, that much out of school, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just the way she told one of the stories that always resonated with me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I thought back on it, I was like, that's it. That's how I'm gonna keep her memory alive.
Nice. So you did your first 5K, and then what was after that? You did a few more 5K, moved up to 10Ks. What was your progression? We'll talk about the half marathon in a little bit, but I want to know about how you built yourself up to that half marathon race.
Well, after the 5K, I continued to push my training, and honestly, I was making every rookie mistake in the book. Oh, it led me to a point where my
What
I
mistakes
felt
were
like my
those? What
oh
rookie mistakes?
um doing too many miles, doing the wrong type of mileage, not fueling
Yeah,
properly, um,
yeah,
just going all out all the time.
yeah. That's why Ray messages me all the time. He's like, Jeremy, I just did a 5K. I got another PR, and the next week he'll say, Jeremy, I did another 5K. I got another PR. I'm like, Ray, you don't need to go all out all the time. Just slow down. Just make it easy miles. But when you're motivated like you are, you want to keep pushing yourself, and it's always fun to see those times go lower and lower. So, I don't blame you for pushing yourself, but you know yourself that sometimes you need to take it easy, or else you could pay the consequences.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the no one or as it went along, my training it got to the point where my ankles just weren't able to hold
Mm.
up, or at least I didn't think they were to the distance or in the races I was wanting to do. That's whenever I transitioned to the racing wheelchair.
Mm.
Um, it was about 5 months later, I ended up doing my first half marathon in a regular everyday chair.
And I think that's
Yeah,
the first time I saw Ray too. That right at that golf course. That's where you were doing it. That was your first
yeah,
half
I believe
marathon.
Iron Oaks.
Yeah, Iron Oaks. Yeah, I remember. I saw Ray. I was like, oh man, there's a guy. crossing the road in a wheelchair, and I was like, "Is this the race?" He's like, "Yes, this is it right here." And ever since then, I saw Ray. And so you transitioned from running, and then you moved on to the wheelchair, and then after that race, I think it was the guy who was the race director actually raised money for you to get the your racing wheelchair.
That's correct. About a week after the race, I received a message from him saying how inspired he was with my efforts, and that he was wanting to organize a race and the fundraising drive to give me a chair.
Yeah.
And as you know, the rest is history.
So what is the main difference between, doing it in a regular wheelchair versus your racing one?
Oh, the racing wheelchair built from ground level with efficiency in mind. It's
Hmm.
everything's designed for maximum stability and performance.
But how is it on the hills? Like, Houston, because you did the Houston half marathon. That was your first half marathon. You did that in your racing wheelchair. And how were the hills? How did it handle those things?
Um, well, the hills, going up the hills in both the regular day chair and a racing wheelchair are it's tough no matter what. So
Yeah,
it's just the fact that you're fighting gravity. Going
yeah,
downhill, quite a
yeah.
bit of speed. About a year ago, I did the rock and roll San Antonio marathon.
Oh man,
Going up the
yeah.
hill, I was going about a half a mile to a mile an hour, and going down the hill, I was going about 19.8, 19.9, applying some
Oh
brakes.
wow. Wow. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. So what's the furthest distance you've done in the racing wheelchair?
In the racing wheelchair. The farthest I've gone is the marathon.
Oh, you did the marathon. And
I've
that
done
was the Houston
that.
Marathon?
I've done the Houston Marathon 3 times, and I've ended up doing five marathons in total.
Wow. Wow. So with the cerebral palsy, what are the main points of like where does it hurt most because of it? Like you said your ankles, or was that because of your cerebral palsy, or what? Or is it like your back
I,
that hurts, or what hurts the most for running?
well, it addresses itself um, based on the individual.
Hmm.
But for me, I really don't hurt except whenever I try to overdo it.
Yeah. So
Oh,
basically just like everybody else.
well, yeah. As far as the main, I guess the main challenge with it is the overall lack of muscle tone and just general weakness.
Yeah.
It seems like I fatigue um, quite a bit easier than the average person.
Yeah. So see, it makes it even more impressive for you to do these things. So you moved from the racing chair, and then your next goal after that, you were like, I'm gonna give up the racing chair, and I want to do it with nothing. I want to do it with my body. So why did you choose to run the Houston half marathon just with your own body?
Because that was my initial goal
Hmm.
whenever I first started, and it's still something I'm actively pursuing. I was like,
So
I've
you,
done it. I've done it in the chair numerous
uh,
times. It's time for me to take some of the stuff I've learned and apply it to actual running.
yeah. So the Houston Half Marathon 2025, that was your first attempt at a half marathon, right?
It was a
And
brutally cold day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, sometimes Houston's known for being cold, but the last couple of years it's been a little bit warmer. So this year it got down cold again. So tell me about your race. How did that go? You had somebody help you out too. Was there you had a guide with you? Can you tell me about her?
I had a guide, her name Cassandra,
Mm-hmm.
long time friend, basically went to school together, and she was great at helping me along the way. We trained for months together. Oh, the race started off really good. I was actually right on pace with my goal time for the five for the 5K, and for the 10K I was about a minute off my goal pace, but about mile five is where the wheels really started to come off. I had lost the ability to hit that running stride.
Uh huh.
It was just a simple matter of fatigue.
So you just got tired and you were like, you can't push your body anymore, and you were like, you called it. That's when you called it, or what made you decide to call the race?
no, about mile five, I ended up shifting to just walking because I knew I was still in the safe range as far as my overall pace.
Yeah.
But I ended up calling it right at the I think it's the Allen Parkway, about mile
Oh
11
yeah, yeah.
is where I actually
Oh well, I
called
didn't know
it.
you got that far. I didn't know you got that far.
Yeah, I
Man.
don't. I sat down on the curve,
Uh
just rest the leg for just a second, and my body was like, "Nope, you're not getting back up."
huh. Man, that's tough. That's tough. Well, you got to 11 miles. You got 2.1 more miles to go, Ray. So next year, are you signing up for the Houston Half Marathon again? Is that your goal, or you have another race that's in your sights?
Oh, well, as of right now, my goal is to actually run the race again, but
Mm-hmm.
doubling the distance.
Oh, there you go.
That's the
26.2.
goal as of right now.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I want
yeah.
that full 26.2.
There you go. So, would they allow you to start early or no at the Houston Marathon? You have to everybody
Um,
starts at the same time.
everybody starts the same time. Now,
Yeah, because
if I was back in the racing wheelchair, the racing wheelchairs actually start about 5 minutes before the elite runners do.
uh huh, uh huh.
But the mobility impaired runners, we start about probably about 10 minutes after the elite, but still in that at the back end of corral A.
Yeah, yeah. So you're still pretty much up there because if you start early in the Houston Marathon, especially if you're like Corral A, you're pretty much, I want to say, probably 45 minutes ahead of the balloon people who I've interviewed over here on the Go Corner Talks podcast. So you still have a little bit of leeway that way. Because I know even myself, I don't know if I can run a sub six marathon right now, to be honest with you. So, what did you learn from your Houston Half Marathon DNF? What did you learn that you have to do in order to finish 13 miles, and also in order to go and go for 26.2?
Well, the main thing is I needed to increase my mileage over the course of the year.
Yeah,
Last year, I was between walking and training, I was averaging about 2.5 to 3 quarters miles a day overall. I need to
yeah,
ramp that up.
yeah.
Um, and also learned that I needed to actually uh, focus on strengthen my legs through actual strength training
Mm-hmm.
versus just the cardio aspect.
Yeah, I think a lot of runners also do that too because we think that we run all the time, our legs are gonna be strong, but our legs are strong in some points, but they're weak in other points because we're not working out typically like the posterior muscles of our legs. So that's when we need to do like hamstring work or all that other stuff. So that's a good point where we all need to work on our legs, and I don't like working out legs myself too. So those aren't the glory muscles, right? So nobody usually works out those. But is there anything else that you learned? Was your nutrition on point for that? Well, what were you taking? Were you taking goo, or were you taking your own mixture? What?
I would taking a combination of the goo, or the gel, the goo gel,
Hmm.
and the goo, the chewable pouches.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, the chewables, they get a little sticky in your mouth. That's the only thing with me, right? Those goo gels, they're so sticky.
but the big thing is, um, I need to drink a little bit more water. I was drinking
Yeah.
enough. I just needed to drink a little bit more, and also I didn't. I wasn't dressed warmly enough for the wind chill. I was good when the
Yeah.
wind wasn't blowing, but when the wind
Yeah.
was, it
Yeah.
it hurt.
Yeah, it gets tough because even when it's colder, because you're running in the at the peak heat of the day. So when the sun's out, it feels good and almost might be a little bit too hot. But when you get underneath the trees, and the wind starts blowing, then you get really cold. So that's the problem with the Houston Marathon, especially if you're at the back of the pack and you're not going as fast as your body is working out to warm itself up. So that's one of the things. But yeah, 26.2 miles. What's your training going to be? You're going to kick up those long miles? Because I think that's what I told you. You need to do more long miles on the weekends. Like even me, like those are the most important runs. It's good to do, 3 miles, 4 miles on the weekdays, but those long runs on the weekend is where you win your race, or you're able to, get the miles to finish the race.
Well, yeah, yesterday I actually attempted to actually complete my first half marathon, just running around the trail at the house,
Uh huh.
and I got to about 11 and a half miles, and that was right at 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's a good time. So
And that was,
you're probably just another probably 4 hours. You could do a half marathon, huh?
well, probably, but although it was a DNF,
Hmm.
but the way my leg felt afterwards was a major improvement from January. Um,
Yeah. So that's good.
my leg actually had more in. It just got to the point where I guess I was drinking enough water. I just wasn't eating enough during the run that I ended up becoming nauseous at the end.
Mm. Mm. So you messaged me a few weeks ago that you wanted to give away your racing chair. So are you done with the racing chair, or you don't want to do any more of that?
Oh, I'm still looking for the right person, or for the right organization locally
Hmm.
to give it to, with the sole intention that whoever gets it actually be able to utilize it to advance adaptive sports in the area.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
my only real stipulation.
You should get with Ask. You know adaptive sports for athletes. We went over there, and for kids, you should get with them. And I'm sure there's some athletes over there that could use it. I mean, they're all young and old in that one. I've seen people as old as 27, 30 over there, and they're out there. So that's cool. I also met a guy named Jeremy too. He was at the fair, and his parents were telling me that he goes out to ask as well. So yeah, so what so after the marathon, what's next for you? You're becoming a motivational speaker, Ray? Is that what's going on?
Oh, that's exactly that's the plan so far. Is
Yeah.
So,
I'm
what will you talk
utilizing
about to the people?
I'm utilizing my experiences of overcoming my disabilities.
Mhm.
Um, the way that I think about the goals from idea all the way to fruition.
Yeah.
And if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I love that. If you could do it, but back in the day, I've heard that before. Like, I almost got offended by a comment where someone said, if this guy can do it, then I can do it. But it's true. You're like, don't limit yourself to whatever problems you have. I mean, it could be, cerebral palsy like you have, or any other problems that you guys have, anybody has. Don't limit yourself. You could always overcome it if you put your mind to it. And you're living proof of it, Ray. You're living proof that people can do anything, So that's awesome that you're inspiring people, and you should continue to try to, get out there and talk to people, and you become a great motivational speaker.
The only person that you have to compete against is yourself.
That's right. That's right. All right. So Ray, let me see if I have any other questions for you. But are you looking to do anything longer than a marathon? Are you looking to do ultra marathons one day, or what else besides the marathon is in your running future? Are you looking to do any of the what's it called, like a Boston Marathon, New York City Marathon, Chicago, anything like that?
No ultras or anything like that. I thought about it at one point, but realistically, that's not a goal of mine.
Uh-huh.
Um, I guess my next goal, and it's pretty common in the running world, is if I or when I complete the 26.2 at Houston, if I do it
Mm-hmm.
within the 6 hour time limit, based on the
Mm-hmm.
fact that I'm a mobility impaired runner, it
Mm-hmm.
should qualify for me for a chance at Boston.
Wow, that would be cool. That would be cool. And then
That's a little.
that's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate thing that all the runners want to get to Boston. So yeah, hopefully you get there. Eh? I'm cheering you on. I'm always on your side to do that. So what's something that you have to say to people that like are looking for advice on running, and maybe they think they can't run? What advice would you give that person?
Oh, reach out to your friends and family. Somebody knows the running group to join. It doesn't matter your pace or your distance. Just go for it.
There you go. All right, we got one last thing to do. It's called this or that. So you're going to choose one or the other, right? So I have a few questions. The first one is hamburgers or pizza? Which one? And Ray can eat. I've seen Ray eat. He can eat lots of food. What's your favorite? Which would you choose,
I'm
pizza or
gonna go with
hamburgers?
hamburgers.
Hamburgers. Okay. And which hamburger would you choose from? Where would you get it from?
Oh, there's a place in Cummins, I believe it's the Burger Hut or Burger Shack that
Okay.
has the best burgers around.
All right. Okay. The next question is wheelchair or your racing chair? Which one? Which one do you prefer?
For running or for
Yeah.
racing for racing, it's hands down the racing chair.
Or just your own body. Which one do you prefer? The wheelchair, race chair, or your own body?
Mm, the racing chair.
Yeah, you can go. You can fly on that thing for sure. The next one is 5K or 10K. Which one do you like of those?
10K. Even running the 5K most of the time doesn't seem quite long enough.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
But especially in the racing chair, it's over in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. So you like the long distance stuff. That's why you're going for the half marathon marathon. So Ray likes the long distance. And then the next one is just for me. Is it do you like mild foods or do you like hot foods, Ray?
Spicy.
I'm gonna tell you a story about Ray. Me and Ray were over at a farmer's market over in Port Neches, and there was some hot chocolate. And then Ray, the guy's like, "Be careful, this chocolate's hot." I took one bite, I started coughing. Ray, he took one piece of chocolate, ate it. He's like, "It's not that bad." Took another piece of chocolate, ate it again. It's like, "It's nothing." Took a third piece of chocolate and ate it, and even the guy at the booth was like, "How are you doing that? That's so hot." And then the next thing I see is Ray running to the bathroom, right? Because that was extremely hot, right, Ray?
It was, and honestly, I didn't hear the part about it. Oh, about it being a chocolate covered Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, and I think I asked Crystal because Crystal Moore, she was over there. She was like, "Is your friend Ray okay? Because he's over there kneeled over." I was like, it just gave me that's good times, Ray. Me and you, we've had some good times together. So I always love that story because that was hot chocolate. I don't know how you did it. I was dying. Uh,
So, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we let you go?
Um, just get out there and run.
All right. Yeah. Just get out there and run. If Ray can do it, if I can do it, then you guys can do it too. We are living proof that, no matter what your size, no matter your disabilities, no matter anything, that, if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it. So that's pretty much the story. So I appreciate you, Ray, on here. You are an inspiration to me. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again, Ray, for being on this podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Ray. Go follow him at or